Football, Fantasy Football League, Fantasy Football Podcast. This week brought to you by Sleeper. Sleeper, the only fantasy football app made for fans by fans. This is the show where we take a look into the details and goings on in this league because we all know our commissioner won't. I'm here with my co-host, as usual, Mr. RJ Wagner. RJ, how are you doing, buddy?
Ted, I don't want to get into it too much here early. Last 3 weeks, I'm 18-3 in the breakdown. All right. We can even go back another week, 24-4 the last four. I'm 1-2 the last three, 2-2 the last four. You know, not the kind of luck I really want to be feeling nearing playoff time, but here we are. And also, congrats to Joey Graziati, Dancing with the Stars champion. Jack, I'm sorry, I should have put a spoiler. Don't watch this if you haven't watched Dancing with the Stars finale yet. But congrats to him. Yeah, let's get going.
And we've got our special guest today, first time this season, Chase.
Yeah.
Last place.
Celebrate.
Oh.
What?
Celebrate.
Also, I just need to drown my sorrows after last week's game. All a heavy pour.
Cheers.
Cheers.
But yeah, it's been
Blackout Wednesday.
It's been long overdue for me to come on the pod. I've been busy with my consulting company.
Yes.
I have a flight for a conference to Buffalo tomorrow, so just kind of behind and happy to be a part of the Thanksgiving special.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to say thankful for you guys, for my family, for football, and thankful that Kevin's never going to win this league.
You're thankful for the football family? Is that what you just said?
No, the football family is no longer
a
thing, but
good.
Just want to say thanks to me on the Thanksgiving special.
Also, I just want to point out, Trevor said the last 7 weeks, the opponents or the people that are on the pod have won 7 straight. Can we stop doing this? Last week we had Kevin, who I played, and now back-to-back weeks, now I'm playing Chase.
But you invite who comes on.
No, I don't. It's a random.
It's a talent agency.
It's a wheel I spin, and that whoever it lands on, that's who I play. Kind of like how Trevor lost the Christmas special gift card last year.
That wheel was like 80% him.
That couldn't have been more perfect. All right, let's get going, huh? What do you say?
Exactly. We'll have Kyle on next week, complete it just like you want, RJ. Let's get into it. Let's get into the recap. We'll take something some people can feel good about. Trevor beat Jack 106-85. Jack finally got his 1 touchdown with Cooper Kupp. His team was really lackluster. Kyler with 10. Really, any other quarterback, any average quarterback like Baker Mayfield, he still would have lost. He had 5 players in single digits. Trevor, on the other hand, his team doing a little better. They're back on track. Lamar with 27, Trey McBride with 19, Achane with 19. Nothing too crazy, but he didn't need anything crazy. RJ, how'd you feel about Trevor getting to 9-3 on the year?
Back on track. I just could not disagree more. I think his team looked terrible. A lucky win for Trevor. It was almost like he was giving Jack a chance to officially make him out of the last place game. And Jack just was like, no, thank you. You know, I think I might want to be in it. Trev got 20 from his kicker and defense, but Brandon Aubrey missed a 37-yarder, a 48-yarder, not the guy we used to know. Other than that, Achane 2 touchdowns. Lamar had 2 passing, 1 rushing. J.K. Dobbins did get hurt, something for Trevor to look at. Did not come back in the game. I had Dobbins anytime touchdown, so that Gus Edwards run at the end of the game really stung. McBride still not in the end zone, but looking good. Whatever, he got a win for Jack, the Cooper Kupp, T.J. Hawkinson. Like you said, Cooper Kupp got the last garbage time touchdown. Was really hoping for Jack to be the first person ever to not get a touchdown on his team. Tyrone Tracy looked bad. I don't know if that's a Danny DeVito at quarterback. problem. No one caught that. Danny DeVito.
Tommy DeVito.
Yeah, I know.
Danny is
right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. I was seeing if any of you would catch that. So you're not listening to what I say. So now I know that I could literally say whatever I want. Hail Palestine or whatever. Tough team for the Colts to expect much out of JT playing the Lions. Yucky game overall, but luck's on Trevor's side. And if that continues through the playoffs, that's what championship teams are made of. They not only a good team, but they do have to have some luck. Trevor's got it right now. So if it comes into the playoffs, look out.
Yeah, Chase, how do you feel about this little bit of hope with Jack still losing?
It feels good. I think Jack just kind of set this lineup because he wants something like happening in the league because the 1 through 6 is kind of 1 through 5 is decided. Like last place game, there's a little bit of
Excitement,
interest, but we just need something to talk about. It's not going to be as fun with everything not coming down to the last game. So thankful for Jack for just taking this loss. And then did we mention J.K. Dobbins? Is he out for a couple weeks? Is he?
Yeah, I think his leg is going to.
The news came out today, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it's amputation, below knee amputation.
Yeah, that's what I'm just seeing. Adam Schefter's tweet. It does say possible amputation, so that could affect.
Yeah,
Trevor's playoff one.
Could. He's like, have you heard of Oscar Pistorius? Inspirational.
Oh.
Didn't he isn't he in prison?
Yeah, for life. He murdered his.
Yeah. And then just good to see Mike Evans back on the field. So it's kind of just what I had there. Mike Evans, good guy. Oscar Pistorius, not.
Hot take, some might say.
I don't think that's that crazy.
I don't know, because Mike Evans did take away a lot of target share from K. Dot. So
basically the same thing.
Fuck Mike Evans. Yeah.
Keeping things rolling, let's look at another classic Titan of the league, taking someone down, scoring a lot of points. I beat Monty 108-92. What?
82.
No, he scored 92. Oh, what? 82. Yeah, I wrote it down wrong. I was hoping it'd be even better. Yikes. So, yeah, tough week for Monty. Jalen Hurts with 17, A.J. Brown with 20. But besides that, a lot of letdowns. And Njoku with 3. Maserati Marvin with 6. Neighbors with 9. Commanders D2. Really just nothing on that team. I think, if I were Monty, you could see some bright spots, but you can also see a lot of negative spots. And then for me, it was really great that Josh Jacobs went off. If Terry McLaurin didn't have that 80-yard touchdown, would have been a lot closer, and I would have been shaking in my boots. But, that wasn't the case. Things came together. And, I got to win. RJ, you seem like you're a little opinionated about it. But,
yeah, you say Monty has some things to look forward to. I see one thing, and that's A.J. Brown.
No, I said he's got not a lot to look forward to.
Oh, not a lot.
So just
you're not listening to me now.
A.J. Brown, that's it. But you don't have much either, let's be honest. Another yucky game here, sort of like Trevor's and shocker. Ted gets a win, scoring 108. Another situation like Trev with Jack, it really seemed like you were just trying to help the bank out. That might have been what it was. Help him get out of the gutter, but he just wants to stay there. He yearns for the baby gravy shirt, if you know what I mean. I really don't have much to talk about. A.J. Brown, great with Jalen Hurts. Not Jalen Hurts fantasy-wise, but football-wise. Another game, or one game in with Danny DeVito and Malik Neighbors at quarterback. And I don't know if you guys saw the post-game interview with Malik Neighbors. He just pretty much talked shit the whole time, like about his whole team.
About his coach too.
Yeah, about literally the organization. I think there was even like an Antichrist advertisement in there. Like it went off the rails. Yeah, look it up. And mainly just he didn't get the ball until the fourth quarter, but there was also some other stuff in there. Not a good look for the actual locker room and the fantasy football locker room. And Njoku dropped a touchdown. I think he actually batted it away. He just didn't want it. Ted, for you, your running backs, I will give you credit. Still, they look absolutely great. And you had Kamara on by, so that's something to look forward to. And you mentioned it, McLaurin. McLaurin's day was saved with that really long touchdown. But yeah, Goff got 10. It really looks like you could use someone like Baker Mayfield leading the squad. But regardless, you got to win, so that's what matters.
Okay. How'd you feel about another loss on the bottom of the pack?
I know, just like the Bink is just limping towards the finish line because I think Pacheco's coming back, isn't he? So he won't have Kareem Hunt as much volume. He's really just got to rely on his wide receivers, which we talked about. Neighbors, Maserati's a question mark, and then just got to kind of hope that Jalen Hurts throws all of his touchdowns to A.J. Brown. So kind of not much to look forward to from Monty, but see what happens. And then I was actually in Green Bay for a work conference and got to go to the Packers 49ers game. And Josh Jacobs is good.
Mm-hmm.
He had probably, I think he had 12 carries for 110 yards in the first quarter.
Yeah.
So, he is a bell cow volume back. And
do you remember?
Seems like somebody you can ride all the way into the playoffs.
Do you guys remember 2 years ago when Josh Jacobs was like an absolute dud with the Raiders?
That was like Derek Carr's last year, wasn't it?
Yeah. 2 years ago, he was god awful, and like he almost looked kind of like big, like overweight.
Like Eddie Lacy?
Yeah. And then last year he went off, and I thought last year was going to be the fluke and he was going to be shitty again. But he looks great. He looks fit.
How else does he look? Supple?
A sound mind is a sound body.
No, but great to get a win for me. Moving on to our next matchup. These are going to get a little bit sadder. Kyle beat you, Chase, 127-117. And, it looked like you had some fight left in you. I was hoping Justin Herbert would take off for like an 80-yard touchdown run. Nothing happened. But just generally from your team, nothing horrible. You scored the best out of the bottom three. You just didn't have that nuclear game. Aaron Jones was your highest score with 18, but you still put up 117. Not too bad. I did think it was a little suspicious that, like you said, you were in Green Bay for a work conference and you were playing the 49ers, like the team who was playing the offense. It seems like there might be some, insider trading. Maybe you heard something from someone. But nevertheless, but for Kyle, it looks like he definitely has his guy in Jaden Daniels. But just Gibbs, Nico Collins. I think Kyle has put together 3 really good weeks, and it's looking like he's getting hot for the playoffs. RJ, how you feel about this one?
Yeah, Chase, you really needed that win, but it did help that the Bink and Jack lost with you. For you, Chase, hats off to the Jacoby Myers start. I didn't even until I was doing research for this pod, I had no clue you even started him. I honestly didn't even know that he was still in the National Football League. That was impressive. Sad that Brian Robinson's bullet wound opened back up a little bit, so he got taken out. I know you're trying to do a really good thing and be the first person to, I've mentioned it a few times, have 2 guys that literally got shot in season on a fantasy team. Do you still have Ricky Pearsall?
Yeah, he's on the bench. Yep.
Okay, good for him. And Mark Andrews, tight end 1, literally since Trevor dropped him, mentioned it pretty much every week. He does gets you 10 to 15. But top to bottom, Kyle's team, I'll say if it's fully healthy, probably scares me the most. I think it is a crazy good team. So many weapons, Gibbs, Jaden Daniels, Nico, Big Bad Lad McConkey, Brock Bowers, even JSN. He still has Jamar and Zay Flowers on his bench and James Cook on his bench. Crazy deep depth, so much talent. Very good win for Kyle. You're still breathing, Chase, but this one definitely would have been nice.
Yeah, like Teddy said, nobody really went nuclear. I just had everybody score in those mid-teen ranges and add up to a good amount of points. But Kyle's 34 from Jaden and then 24 from Gibbs kind of just set him over the top. So, yeah, I couldn't imagine ever dropping Mark Andrews. Thank you, Trevor. That helps out a lot. And honestly, I might start Bucky Irving and Rashad White next week together because they put up how many points together? They put up 35 points together, and they play the worst run defense next week. So maybe look for a double start there next week. I don't know, but
Kyle had Gibbs and Montgomery last year and started both of them a lot. So maybe they're the new ones.
Yeah, but for Kyle, solid team. Looks like could be a title contending team. Did David Montgomery get hurt? I think I saw that. If they're on a short week this week, so if he
did,
that's even more points for Jahmyr Gibbs for her to replace him.
They did say that Montgomery could have came back in the game.
Okay,
it's actually terrible for the Colts, but it sounds bad. But he said I could have gone back in the game, but coach said there are bigger fish to fry.
There wasn't a game to be had, so they didn't go.
Literally said bigger fish to fry. I was like, oh, we got little brothered real bad.
But yeah, just on to the next week. I'll keep trying. I try every week, so we'll see what happens.
There was some question marks early on that you've moved on, way more focus on your consulting than the fantasy league.
No,
just making sure.
And then moving on to our last matchup of last week, a tough one for everyone to watch. Kevin beat RJ. RJ's drinking. He's touching the tip.
Look at this. Thank you, Sir Banks, a lot for the. I don't know if you guys remember the end of the year party. I got a full
mixology
cocktail making set, so I got to put this in here. Nice little pour.
Wait, who gave the? Did you guys give the comfy as your gift? Whoever did, I use it like every night. The blanket sweatshirt. So whoever out there that gave the comfy for White Elephant, thank you. I use it every night.
That wasn't me. Was that you, Ted?
No.
And maybe it's Jack.
Maybe.
I digress. Go ahead.
But Kevin beat RJ. RJ's drinking 142 to 123. Need to say it, a statement win by Kevin, trying to say that he belongs. Saquon, definitely Kevin's savior there. If he didn't go off for 44, would have been very different. But Baker with 18, Tony Pollard 20, Kittle with 17. Really great for him to play Baker. Really smart. He's got a quarterback the rest of the year. Who's now on his bench. But RJ, you couldn't keep back. You were held back by some duds. Your running backs really. Mixon with 7, McCaffrey with 6, Kenneth Walker all right with 11, but just not what you want to see. RJ, how'd you feel about?
Yeah. Real quick, you mentioned the possible insider trading since Chase's work trip had him in Green Bay, and he started the Green Bay defense. I should have really looked into that and maybe not have started Christian McCaffrey like he might have known something that there's no way he was going to do anything. But I digress. I had faith Sunday night, really disappointed, honestly, in all of my running backs. Receivers actually did very well. Mahomes standing in for Joe Burrow did great. But God, Saquon Barkley, I mean, even after the first half, I was like, I mean, I don't know how, but I'm still up 5.5 points. And then the first play of the second half, he goes for a 70-yard touchdown run. And I was like, okay, well, that's it. Saquon has now scored 30-plus PPR points in 5 games this year. Since 2011, only CMC in 2019, Todd Gurley in 2018, and David Johnson in 2016 have provided that amount in at least 5 games. For Kev, we've harped on it on the pod before. Ramondre usually gets the volume but can't do anything with it. This game, he didn't even get the volume, looked terrible. Antonio Gibson actually outsnapped him. Amon-Ra didn't really do great. All that being said, that's what seems to be really good. You got to hand out your flowers. Really great about his team. We've talked about it before, and remember, he was the preseason favorite. So many weapons on this team, so much availability for nuclearness.
Mm-hmm.
He's capable of producing even without Josh Allen and some bad performances. 142 at this point of the season. I just got to tip my cap and really hope that the fantasy gods give me a little bit of luck.
Chase, how did it feel to watch this one? Watch Kevin win. Really, just not to say that the league has bigger fish to fry, but just looking from the bottom, looking up.
Also, real quick, shout out to Monty. This was a football ice maker. It's now melted, but yeah, this was also part of the gift. All right, Chase, what'd you think?
I mean, that was just amazing to see. Kevin's missing Josh Allen, and he was able to still do all this, even with Baker Mayfield in at quarterback. Like, I
was going to say, he did have QB2.
He just pulled Baker Mayfield out of the mud and just threw him in on a whim.
Mm-hmm.
And was still able to do this. It was amazing to see. I don't know how he did it or what the thought process was behind that, but you got to just tip your cap to somebody like that who's able to take that risk and put in. Oh, wait, Baker Mayfield is. He's QB3. So
yeah.
Okay. Kevin made it seem like he took the ultimate risk and put in Baker instead of Josh.
Man, that's the talent that he has as manager. He can just plug and play anyone with this roster. And I think it's Kevin said it multiple times. He's really considering starting Baker over Josh Allen for the rest of the season. So I would love to see him actually do it for 1 week, not just the whole season like he's been saying. Let's see if he does it for 1 week. If he just, puts him in, because, I've been really thinking about it. I've been really thinking about not playing Josh Allen. Okay. Yeah. It's like how you were thinking about going to Michigan for college. Remember when he would say that? Oh, it's between IU and Michigan. I might really go to Michigan. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That pissed me off so much. All right. Sorry.
But yeah, Kevin's good. A lot of potential to go nuclear. I mean, George Kittle, tight end 1. Kind of a sneaky tight end 1. He's just been putting up numbers every week, and he missed 2 games this season too. So, I mean, just credit to Kevin for starting Baker Mayfield, I guess. Also, that's fucked that graphic didn't get posted about Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. Thank you.
We talked about that. What was his reasoning? The admin wouldn't allow it. Kevin, you're the admin. It's unlike the sports book where you only get the lines.
Yeah,
Kevin, we know you run the Twitter.
We have a dictatorship as admin of our Twitter.
How are we going to grow if you're just like posting what you want to post?
I think we should follow the alternate Twitter account at what is it?
ZFFFL FF 0D.
Yeah.
Give that a follow. That's where you find the truth.
No, but I mean, we're done with the recaps. I just want to give an apology to the Bink for us letting a culture vulture. I think he called it whitewashing onto the pod, taking his Bink bets and just really ripping them away after all the hard work Monty did coming up with those. And just, like RJ's ASICS bit, really just coming in and yoinking, talking about admins and associates and what have you. So I just want to apologize here to the Bink from us to you. We are your friends, and we are sorry we let that monster on the podcast.
Yeah.
Truly a monster.
Credit to you guys for
terrible human, terrible person. I hate him. right.
So moving on.
I have
What?
some fun facts.
You have some fun facts?
Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
have to keep count of my rushing share or target shares, but
Go ahead.
well, were you going to say something else, or should I go ahead with my fun facts?
You can go ahead, and then I'll talk about. You can go ahead with your fun facts.
I'm on the podcast, just letting you know.
Hey, Charity.
Chase says hey. Hello. But Teddy doesn't, so just
Hey, Charity.
too late.
Get that.
Ted, I saw you have Jerry Judy. I didn't even know you had Jerry Judy. Ted, hello. You have Jerry Judy?
It was. I do.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Well, he has seen target shares of 22 to 24% each of the last 3 weeks. I really thought the guy out of Cleveland was going to be Cedric Tillman with Jameis Winston, but obviously not. That's Jerry Judy. Great pickup there. Trev, bright side, Nick Chubb. He has hit a season-high 83% rush share. Tally, Ted. Downside, only rushed for over 3.5 yards per carry once in his 5 games. For Kyle, we talked about Roschon Johnson last week, possibly biting into that rush share, dropping Swift to 58% last week. This week, back up to 87%, and Roschon was still healthy. However, while he did have 87% rush share, his snap share was actually down to 55%, which was his second lowest of the year. Interesting. Feel like defenses could maybe realize that, if DeAndre Swift is in the backfield, they're going to run the ball. And if he's not, they won't run it. But I don't know. Trev, Justin Jefferson saw a 15% target share last week, his lowest of the year. Listen to this. I don't know if you guys know this. Last 3 weeks, he has scored 9.8, 14.1, and 4.7 in PPR scoring heading into the playoffs. That is not what you want to see out of a first-round pick, especially. Now, I'm the one saying this, and Christian McCaffrey, I was so excited for him to come back, has now played 3 weeks, right? I don't think that was just 2. Do you know, Chase? I don't know. I don't know if you're
when was Tampa? Was that 3 weeks ago?
I don't know. Did you, because you were down here for another work conference.
Another conference, yep.
And you were following around, so I don't know if that was 2 or 3 weeks ago, but he hasn't done well either. The bank, Sam Laporta has actually seen a target share per game rate of 24% in the last 4 games. First 6 games, he was seeing 11%. So things are looking better for him. Not seeing it production-wise necessarily, but definitely get more looks as of now. Now, for me, Jonnu Smith is averaging a 23% target share over his last 7 games, really taken away from your old Tyreek Hill, Ted. Mm-hmm. And I sort of mentioned this already. Antonio Gibson officially outsnapped Ramondre Stevenson last week and also ran 3 more routes than him. It's getting a little long, Ted. I'll just call it there. But I don't know. I said it 8 times.
I only counted 6.
Oh, okay, good.
Maybe 7.
Target share. There, 8.
That's artificial inflation. Well, thanks for those fun facts, RJ. I just wanted to real quick go through all of Kyle's playoff scenarios.
Yes.
Because I thought all those were interesting, and especially since Chase was here, and most of the fun ones directly involve him.
Mm-hmm.
But Chase, there's still a path for you to get to the playoffs. Okay, I was just making sure I was reading it right. But yeah,
wait, Chase has the lowest odds. Are you in last, Chase?
Jack's got the tiebreakers over him.
Are you below Bank though?
Monty's got the lowest odds. It says currently Monty's at 6%. I'm at 33. Jack at 60.
I'm looking. Right? Wait, when did Kyle send this? Yeah, this was yesterday. Not yet clinched. Jack 80%, Monty 12%, Chase 8%.
Oh, wait.
It was right above the what if Baker.
No, then he ran the playoff odds again because he realized that the website was taking into account its power rankings.
Oh, okay. I see now. Okay.
I believe.
Playoff odds. Okay.
So it's
that's what we're looking at, right? Yes.
I see.
33% chance to make the playoffs just based off winning and losing. Jack's still got a 60% chance to make the playoffs. Bink, it's looking bad for him with a 6%. I think that's mainly due to tiebreakers, but so Chase, I think any Jack win, you still get eliminated. If Monty loses, he's eliminated, or if Jack wins.
Next week? We really should have had Kyle on the pod too.
Maybe we can call in. But Monty is officially eliminated with any loss or Jack win. So Monty has to win out and Jack has to lose out. Chase, you can win out.
If Chase wins out, then right?
Yeah,
because I beat Jack. Yeah,
still in.
Because we played Jack the last week, right?
Yes.
That's fucking huge.
Yeah, and then Jack doesn't have to win out, but if he loses once, he's got to win the next week.
Yes.
And then Kyle also is talking about chaos scenarios where they're all tied, and then it's points for the last place game, which would be, I think, a little bit crazy. But Chase, how do you feel seeing those 33% odds? How do you feel these scenarios? Are you playing differently based off this, or are you just trying to win?
I'm just trying to take it one week at a time. I mean, as long as there's a chance, I'm gonna keep fighting because I mean, Jack is in the driver's seat, but I mean, if we play next week, it's like that's it. So like
that's it.
Just gotta take it one week at a time. I mean, as long as I see there's a chance above 0, I'm gonna give it all I can to see you guys in the playoffs.
Now, are you looking at the playoffs in any way, shape, or form? Are you considering like, oh, I could pick up this defense who's looking good? Are you at 2 weeks and then that's a successful season? Or is it, are we thinking playoffs and further, or are you just hoping to get to playoffs?
I get to playoffs first because you can't win.
He's got a point.
The games in the NFL and still lose. I think that's a Trent Dilfer quote. So as long as I get in the playoffs, I can still win the championship if I'm in the playoffs winning games. And direct quote me on that. All right. Put that on the quote board. Yes.
Direct quote.
So you mentioned briefly about possibly starting Bucky Irving and Rachaad White. That would be the first time you do this all year. And in a must-win week, do you feel comfortable doing that? That would mean you would have to sit either Aaron Jones or Kyren Williams.
He could put one of them in his flex.
Right now, he currently has Bucky Irving in the flex. But I'm curious, Rachaad White, if you did start him, who would be the one that you would drop or put on your bench?
I'd probably have to go off of the matchups. Or do I just take a risk and guess which running back I think will do better? Kyren Williams is playing the number 25th team against the run, and Aaron Jones the 22nd. So both good matchups. So who knows? But the Panthers are the 32nd. Can I convert one to wide receiver and start in that spot is the question. I'll have to ask Trevor on that. Time will tell. We'll see.
I see you have Jacoby Myers on your bench too.
I might just hit optimize and then.
How comfortable do you feel with Devontae Adams?
Ugh. I'm actually going to change that right now while we're talking about it.
Oh, shit. Maybe I shouldn't have mentioned it since I'm playing it.
Who's my opponent this week? Oh, oops.
Ass ETN season.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what. I think I'll get in the lab, crunch some numbers, and put the best team out there I think is going to give me a chance to win.
Yeah, it's fair. You going to do any special voodoo like Teddy does with the fantasy gods to try and make me score like 70, 60 points? Like
no voodoo. I play clean. No voodoo.
That's good. That's good. As you should, as most do, as you should.
I play clean too. We've got a quick word from our sponsor. They're a very good cause. I think
just got paid out for the Joey Graza Day champion. Hell yeah!
Came down to me and the Binks vote.
Oh, he froze.
Oh,
there you are.
We'll be right back after a quick word, and then we'll get into our Week 13 preview.
You know me. I know what I'm doing. I can win it all back. My luck is changing. I'm going to strike the big one. Imagine what we can do. One more try. I promise I will give it all back.
And we're back with Week 13. Looking forward, we have a quick word from our A6 Sportsbook.
Yeah. As we begin the preview of Week 13 of the 2024 ZFFFL, I must remind you of our great sponsorship over at our ZFFFL A6 Sportsbook, A6 Footwear. They actually sent me a poem called A Thanksgiving Run. Thanksgiving's here, tensions tight, Sir Banks-a-lot sweating, eyes on the prize tonight. Loud and Stroud crave more than a win, fantasy glory's just where it begins. Big booty bitches fill their mind's space, but A6 Gel Nimbus sets the pace. Soft, thick cushioning, every step a delight, bouncing and grinding deep into the night. The soul so responsive, each strides a tease, like strong thighs moving, saying, more please. Legs pumping hard, hearts pounding fast, a rhythm so primal, built to outlast. Sweat drips down, heat rising slow, gel nimbus holds steady, ready to go. Thanksgiving's about stuffing, let's not pretend. In A6, the pleasure never has to end. Happy Thanksgiving to all listeners of the ZFFFL FF Pod. We are thankful for all of you. And as always, A6, a sound mind is a sound body.
that was steamy.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving to A6. God.
They've gone a different route with all these ads they keep sending me.
God.
Whew. I'm getting steamed up.
Are you okay?
Got you out of breath, Ted. Damn.
Yeah. So why don't we take a look? Starting off with our first matchup. This is the Riley Children's Hospital Don't Pull the Plug Yet matchup. We've got Trevor versus Monty. Monty's still fighting on for that little bit of hope. Don't pull the plug on him. And Trevor still needs a win to get that bye security. Trev, like always, he needs Lamar to do well, but definitely needs that wide receiver room to wake up with JJ and Garrett Wilson for sure. Monty really needs his team to come together. Needs a veteran leader. I'm thinking AJ Brown will step up, talk to the team. But he needs guys like Breece Hall, James Conner really in line after puttering out this past week. But RJ, how does the sports book take this one?
Yep, Trev's got Achane and Brandon Aubrey Thursday night as of now. Bink throwing in DJ Moore, one of the guys I picked up. Glad to see him, or one of the guys I drafted actually. Glad to see him getting a starting spot on another squad that's trying to make the playoffs. Trev, pretty much man matchups besides McBride and Lamar having some tough ones. Bink, damn near everyone actually has a great matchup. Jalen, bottom 3D against quarterback. DJ Moore, bottom 4. AJ Brown, the worst defense against receivers. Brian Thomas Jr., bottom 7. Commanders D, best matchup. Then this matchup gets a little fun Monday night, at least as of now. Bink with Njoku Monday. I don't know if he goes with Laporta. While Trev has the Broncos D against the Browns. Bink needs a win, but the book is predicting that Trevor lowers that grave and ends it for him. Puts him in the last place game. Trev minus 8.5.
Chase, who you taking with 8.5 points? Wow.
That's a lot of points. But I think Trevor's going to win this. Sorry, Bink.
And you need it. You need it.
And I need it. I need it badly. I think it's really going to come down to, can Jalen Hurts get A.J. Brown the ball a lot on Sunday against the Ravens? Because I think that's Monty's only route is just that connection and those double points. So that's kind of my X factor there on that game. And hopefully Trevor can get Justin Jefferson, like we talked about, back on track and gets the points going and gets momentum as he gets into the playoffs. So we'll see how it shakes out, but I'm gonna take the number one team right now and take Trev.
All this talk about quarterback trades and stuff, I am shocked that the bank didn't work something out for Jordan Love. I love me some Jordan Love. I don't know where he ranks on quarterbacks, but I love me some Jordan Love. Ted, I'm surprised you didn't work something out with him, but that's besides the point.
Sides just didn't come together. Otherwise, let's keep rolling. In our Kyle versus spoiler. In our this one's a surprising sponsor. The Vietnam War sponsored this one.
Wow,
so it's still in business.
Congrats to them.
The Vietnam War can lose, can't lose matchup, where Kyle, he can lose just like the US of A, but Jack, like Vietnam, he cannot afford to lose this war. Kyle's got really no motivation outside of maybe trying to get seeding, but honestly, with the way the top three are going, it could go either way. But honestly, Kyle's really got nothing to worry about anyway. Jaden Daniels, he had a great week last week. Nico Collins coming back, but otherwise the rest of his team looking solid. Honestly, Jack's team is sputtering a little bit. Tyrone Tracy, wheels are kind of falling off in New York. JT needs to be fed, and I think he definitely needs to figure out Bo Nix, Kyler Murray, how he's feeling there. But RJ, what's the sports book think about this one?
Kyle's got both running backs coming in early in the early game Thursday, along with his kicker. So we might know this what this is looking like. Wait, what is today? Wednesday? Tomorrow.
Wait, Kyle put James Cook in.
Oh, instead of who?
He had DeAndre Swift.
Hold on. See, this is what sucks about making my script out early, because people change their lineups. Oh, so he's not. He has Swift on his bench. Okay. He has one running back Thursday, along with his kicker Jesse Bates. Did he change his kicker too?
No, he still got Jesse Bates.
Okay, good. So he still has those guys Thursday, along with Jack's Cowboys D. Does he still have Cowboys D? Now I feel like I have to double check everything. Okay.
I'll fact check you and let you know if you're wrong.
Kyle's done after the 1 p.m.s Sunday. Is that true now that he put in James Cook?
No, he's got James Cook Sunday night.
Sunday night. We'll see. Let me just throw everything away. We have Kyle minus 5.5.
Okay. Chase, how you feeling? Kyle minus 5.5.
I'm just going to take Kyle. What? Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say Jack was second preseason rankings with fantasy odds, and it's crazy that he's battling to not be in the come game. Because if you look at his roster right now, there are so many big names. Besides Taysom Hill, even though Taysom Hill's been doing well, I just hate seeing him in the tight end spot. But I mean, Mike Evans, Cooper Kupp, Bijan, and JT, that is a gross four-headed monster right there, just namesake-wise. But obviously JT hasn't done anything. Mike Evans died there for a second. Yeah. All right. 5.5. What'd you say, Chase? Taking
I'm
Kyle?
gonna go Kyle selfishly because I need it.
No, I would too.
But yes, as I scroll through Jack's roster, like he gets Bijan back. If Mike Evans can get back to where he was earlier in the season, Cooper Kupp, is Cooper Kupp. Taysom Hill got 38 last week or 2 weeks ago. DK Metcalf can always go off too. So he's got people there. They just need the stars to align, and they haven't been aligning lately. So we'll see how that shakes out.
He really just needs a quarterback like Baker Mayfield to tie it all together. Yeah. I really think.
If you could get someone with that perfect end of season schedule, next team would be looking good. Hopefully he can pick him up off the waiver wire.
Because of the perfect matchup, that just means that he's going to get 35 immediately. There's no way he doesn't if he has a perfect matchup. Yeah, exactly.
I'd say Kyle's X factor is probably James Cook because of the snow weather. Possibly, I've been looking at the forecast and I'll be in Buffalo for work.
Oh, true. Your next work trip. And what do you think about? I don't know if you've heard anything about what the opponent. Who are they playing?
No idea.
49ers.
The Bills.
The 49ers defense. I don't know if you've heard anything since it's been crazy ironic just how your consulting work trips have been exactly with them the last few weeks.
Yeah, so I was saying James Cook is probably the X factor because of you see what Josh Jacobs did to the 49ers defense last week.
Yeah.
No football. It could just be a James Cook type of night. So we'll see what we think.
Yeah, and I wonder how how Bose is looking. Or Fred Warner is looking on his fractured leg.
Yeah, I just watch from the stands and see what I see. I don't really know.
Yeah. Oh, you go to the games too. That's cool. Is that like a perk from your consulting?
I was in the stands with you in Tampa.
Were you in the stands? I didn't see you in the stands.
At the Lightning game. Yeah, so I have Kyle.
The Lightning game. Wow, taking Kyle. I noticed you're taking both. You're not taking both Jack and Monty. So maybe you're trying to get a little voodoo.
I like it. No.
Oh, that's not.
Oh, God, that's terrible. That is terrible.
That's like ghosts.
Oh, focus. Put it closer. Yeah, upside down might work.
Oh, almost.
Butt sauce. Hey. Go Bolts. Oh, now Chase.
Oh, no,
Chase.
There it is. So moving on to our next matchup. This is the Little Debbie Great Bake Off matchup. This is the Baker Mayfield revenge game from the bench. Looking like Kevin would not start him. Definitely doesn't want to waste a roster spot on a middling quarterback who's playing, I guess, bad defenses, but then they're just going to start running once they're up. So why do you even care? But just looking at this one, Kevin really needs this win if he wants to secure that bye. Definitely needs some Saquon magic. I don't know if it can come again, but he definitely needs that wide receiver support from Amon-Ra, Drake London, Kittle maybe. And then for me, I need Kamara to get some magic going. He's been sputtering a little bit. It'd be nice if Derrick Henry got in the end zone. He got 140 yards, but no touchdown really makes a difference. And then I think my biggest weakness that would need to be helped is my wide receivers. Terry McLaurin got saved, but Pickens, who's putting him on their team besides me? I don't think anyone. And I need Kelsey to remember who he is. It'd be nice. I think Taylor's tour's done, so if she could go to the game,
that's huge.
But RJ, how does the sportsbook feel about this one?
Yeah, I'm just absolutely floored that Kevin has taken Baker Mayfield with the schedule, the matchup. Why would you not start him? I'm shocked that he hasn't started him. Also, last week, getting a little out of off topic, I remember Kevin specifically saying when talking about his team about Pacheco and how Kareem Hunt's useless because he's back last week, and I really think that was Kevin's attempt of trying to put it out there that Kareem Hunt was back. Because I remember thinking I never even heard that Pacheco was for sure going to be back or even play. But he's back, and I don't even think it's – I mean, I love Pacheco. I think he's great, but I don't think it's necessarily true that he's just going to immediately get 20 carries a game. But with all that being said, full practice early this week for Pacheco. So great sign of him at least starting the game. Who knows what the backfield share is going to look like. Make that 9 times I said that. Hunt and Carson Steele. Now Kev gets it going with Dowdle. I had no clue that Dowdle was even available on free agency. That's a great pickup by Kev. I'll definitely give him props on that.
Guess who dropped Rico Dowdle?
Is it you?
I think it was Jack.
Oh, really?
I believe it was Jack.
He's owned that backfield the whole time, right? And actually had more production. I've really gotten in the end zone for the.
Yeah, Jack dropped Rico. Kevin just loves picking up Jack's sloppy seconds.
Can you see me? I think I lost you guys for a second. Hello?
Yeah. Good.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, no, I think Rico's a better running back than Ramondre, but whatever. Let me get back on my notes. And Amon-Ra, Dowdle and Amon-Ra Thursday. Ted, you get started off with Goff and Jacobs. This is a battle of what if you made that trade for Baker Mayfield? I mean, because if you lose and Baker would have given you the win, you will never hear the end of it. You will never hear the end of it. Ted, you also get Kamara back from his bye. Personally, Ted, I think this line is a little disrespectful because honestly, I would have had this maybe a pick 'em, possibly Kevin -1.5, barely Kev -5.5. What do you think, Chase? This is the one game you don't have any skin in.
I'll just take Teddy out of pure hatred for Kevin. So that's
fair.
easy. But yeah,
hashtag chasing one. Hashtag chasing one.
My X factor for this game will be Jared Goff on Thanksgiving. Because he's had some icky games lately going against the Bears on Thanksgiving where he's hungry to get a win because he said he's tired of the Lions losing on Thanksgiving. So maybe he puts the team on his back.
And
back
home. Back home. They've been on the road there for a little while. Definitely good to get him back in the dome because he's always been good at home and in a dome.
So let's see if he puts the Lions and gold medal on his back this week. For Kevin, like I said, he gets Pacheco back. It'd be interesting to see how that shakes out. And then also was going to mention how I also respect the Rico Dowdle pickup. So let's see if Saquon kind of cools off a little bit, but that'd be huge if Roquan Smith comes back for the Ravens because he missed last week and it showed. So it'll definitely help with the run defense if he's back. But give me Teddy in this matchup. Plus 5.5?
Yes.
Disrespect.
That's the book. That's the book. Not me.
Yeah. No drinks. No drinks.
I can't do it. I get an envelope slips under my door every single week with the lines, and I open it. I'm like, whoa.
Now looking up at our last matchup, this is a huge matchup.
Huge.
This is the Star Wars Don't Give Me a New Hope matchup.
I've never seen Star Wars.
What's a fun
fact? You should. It's great. But looking at this one, Chase, a little sliver of hope if he can win this one. And RJ, you've still got that hope of the bye. You've got Burrow back, but he's got a tough matchup. But you definitely need those running backs to get back in the swing of things. Mixon had 19 carries for 45 yards. They're going to be feeding him, but will he take that bite? And then McCaffrey, is he what? I don't know what they did to him in Germany. Is it even the same person? If only we had someone here who could look him dead in the eyes and see if there's anyone home.
You're curious about what he did in Germany. I think about the quick trip he made right after that to Uzbekistan. What happened there? No one knows. Maybe except for Chase, since his consulting company always takes him around the Niners. I don't know.
But then RJ Jonnu Smith, he's looking like the Jonnu Smith.
Yeah, get my players' names right.
You're coming to my house.
Get your
Players' names right.
You've got Jonnu Smith looking saucy.
Now that's
He's looking great in Miami. And then Chase, you've got some hope. Need 2 big weeks. I'm thinking Kyron Williams, CeeDee Lamb, or Mark Andrews. One of them definitely needs a breakout game from you. They need to spin those wheels. I'm not sure if you can bring them into your office or, put some fire under them. But you definitely need them. I think Aaron Jones, you definitely got a tough thing with Bucky Irving and all them. But this will be a big week for you. A lot of decisions to make, which is a rough one because a lot of what ifs might kill you. RJ, how does the sportsbook feel about this one?
Yeah, Ted, you say that. I felt the exact same thing looking at this matchup, that I actually have a few tough decisions to make because at the moment I have Jonnu Smith on Thursday, but it'll be cold up there in Edmonton where they play celebrating Thanksgiving Day. Thank you for them for celebrating Thanksgiving. Chase, you have CD. My running backs facing bottom 3 defenses against the running back. So I have great matchups there. Puka, good matchup as well. Tough one for Kenneth Walker and T. Higgins. Like the normal decision I have to make every week. Kenneth Walker or David Montgomery. I don't know what I'm going to do there. And who knows if I end up going with Jonnu Smith. Chase, really good matchups for you pretty much all around except for your tight end one, Mark Andrews. But he's damn near matchup proof now that Trevor's dropped him. You currently will end up with the Bills defense. Sunday night, fact check me. Has he changed it?
No, still the Bills defense, weirdly enough.
Bills defense.
Who are they playing?
They are playing the San Francisco 49ers. And Chase,
Oh,
where did you say you're going to be on your work trip? You're going to be at the game, you said, maybe?
Possibly. I'm not sure yet because of the weather. I might get out of there early, but we'll see.
And I have Christian McCaffrey. So there seems to be a lot of conflicts in this matchup. And I don't know if you guys know this. Chase, I don't know if you know it. Teddy, I'm sure you don't. But I'm actually an honorary employee of the 49ers, and my record's currently 0-2. So that's been tough. But this matchup, Chase, I don't make the lines -8.5.
Oh, ooh,
disrespect.
A lot to overcome.
What do you think?
I'll just take myself. So
Yeah.
My X factor for this game is whatever running back I leave on my bench. Because they're probably going to be the one that goes off for the most points.
Yeah. All right.
So I just need the other running backs to kind of try.
That sounded like a reverse jinx. Chase is taking all avenues he can. Oh, the running back I don't start's just going to go off. All right, turkey boy.
But yeah, that's my X factor for this game. Yeah, just excited to have another week to get out there and put it all on the line and see how it shakes out. But I forgot about the Bills playing the 49ers, so that might be something I have to look into a little bit more.
Oh, you forgot about it, yeah.
Didn't know that was happening. So we'll see how that looks. But yeah, I'll take myself on this one.
Crazy coincidence that your job is just taking you around all the Niners games, but
just coincidence, I guess.
Maybe like your boss is a big fan, maybe. I'm not sure.
I don't know. Don't ask.
Didn't you say your boss was what was his name? Jerry Lynch? Don Lynch?
No, I work for Merrill Lynch.
Jonathan
Schott. Jonathan Schott, your boss. 49ers fan.
5th grade All-Stars. Remember when Jonathan Schott started over Trevor at quarterback?
Won't tell Trevor that.
No, I won't. I would never tell him that. There's no way I would talk to him about that because he won't hear this conversation. So.
No.
Well,
remember when we played Fishers and how cold it was, and at halftime we all huddled in the bathroom and held our hands under hot water, or was that just me?
was that a mud sock?
No, this was actually at Fishers Middle School, not at Mudsock.
Oh, this is a middle school game?
5th grade All-Stars. We played Fishers
Fishers High. We played at Fishers?
Yeah.
Huh.
Fishers Middle School. It was snowing in like the coldest game I've ever played in. And at halftime, instead of us just like sitting down, we all went into the bathroom to hold our hands under hot water.
I was thinking about most of what I remember from like middle school, high school football games and like elementary. I just remember waking up the next day with a headache, and then I never really remembered the games or anything that happened. And even that would keep going like the next few days.
You might need to get that checked out.
Which part?
Huh? Just like your head, maybe like neurologically.
What were those drills we did for middle school football that like got everyone concussed, like Canet and like
I got it.
They were the
Did that
next
use Vietnam? What was that called? Do you remember those drills?
They were the neck strengthening drills, but then everyone's neck was weak during the practice.
Yeah.
So then everyone was just like getting whipped
Do
around.
you remember when Jared Carter had something with his spleen once Grant Barrett tackled him?
He lacerated his spleen, just like Andrew Luck.
Same person.
Good times. I saw Jared Carter at the gym, and he's like 6'8". I'm not kidding.
You saw Jordan Meade at the gym.
No.
The Tampa gym?
This is Jared Carter. Right before I moved.
Oh, okay.
Well, unless you guys have seen anyone else at the gym, that does it for our week 13
Did I tell you that Jack is refusing to watch the next season of The Bachelor because Grant has an earring, even though... Hold on. Let me read you these text messages.
Please do.
So he said, not Chalk, Gah, because Chalk won the Golden Bachelorette. And he said, or Grant. And I said, did you not know Grant was the Bachelor? That was announced a long time ago. And it's already filmed. Like the show's over. They just need to show it. And he said, I had no idea. Not a fan of him. And then he says, I'm refusing to watch a man with earrings. And then I said, Jack, look at your first round fantasy pick. He has 2 earrings. I was like, what are you talking about?
How did Jack respond?
I said, but your fantasy running back has earrings. And then he goes, yeah, and Mike Garrett played football at Wabash.
What is that?
That's a good point. He's got a good point.
I was like, okay. And then he went on to say that Jonathan should be the next Bachelor and Daisy should be the next Bachelorette. And I told him that Daisy's already seen someone.
Well, if you don't have anything else, any hot takes, I do want to bring up there is an illicit Twitter account at ZFFFL FF Podcast, which is very suspect because we are ZFFFL FF Pod. So if you see any tweets by them, just know. I know my good friend, he's actually a coach for Sam Houston, Eric Shin. He alerted me to this.
Erection?
No, Eric Shin.
No, Eric Shin.
Thank you.
He alerted me this Twitter account. They refuse to publish the truth. They hold the league down.
What's the real real Twitter? ZFFL FF Pod? Is that what you said?
P0D.
P0D. Okay.
Also, give Jerome Boozman a follow on Twitter. He's a great follow.
Booze. That's what
Eric Shin converse a lot on Twitter, so just check it out.
When Booze runs onto the field, it's just always booze. Cool. It's cool.
Oh, Just one thing for you, RJ, really quick. So Brittany I was showing her all the texts, and she goes, "Who's Eric Shin?" And I go, "Oh, he's whatever." And then she goes, "He's got 84 followers." And then I tell her, "You're one of them."
Did you look at the followers?
Yeah.
It's
Well,
all
no.
bot porn accounts. That's all it is.
Well,
Because I interacted with Booze. Eric Shin. Actually, you might need to take this out because Kevin has no idea that I'm Eric Shin, and I don't.
Wait, he knows now.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, he said in our group chat he figured it out.
Oh, really?
Because I sent an Eric Shin tweet a while back and he found it. He's like, "Oh, I get it now."
But did it say that it was me? Do you know?
We can look this up after.
Yeah, but I hope I didn't think he knew who Eric Shin was because he shouted out my actual burner, which is Kevin.
Yeah.
He shouted that one out, but he just said, "Who's Eric Shin?" in the group chat. So I wanted to keep it like separately. He knows me as my burner, but not Eric Shin. I don't know.
I can cut that out. But since we're doing everything else, as always, thanks for listening to the Zions of Football Fantasy Football League Fantasy Football Podcast. Make sure to get those bets in before the Thursday afternoon games, 12:30 p.m. EST. And be sure to follow us on social, on our True Social. I think RJ's on Truth Social at ZFFFL FF Pod on all major platforms. Thanks for watching.
Even Pornhub.com/ZFFFL FF Pod.
And as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And as always,
fuck you, Trevor.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.